Hey guys, and welcome to episode 3 of the Ginger Snap podcast. I'm Rachel.
And I'm Stephanie.
And this week we have a special guest. Say hi to Brandon.
Hello.
Hi, Brandon.
Howdy.
So Brandon is my cousin, and we thought that it would be cool to have a guy's perspective on mental health. He reached out to me about a week ago, interested in just sharing his testimony and his thoughts on mental health. And so we said, why not? Let's do this. So here we are.
Here we are.
Here we are.
We are ready. All right. So Brandon, what made you be interested in our podcast?
What made me be interested is I've been down two different roads, but knowing the severity of mental health and what
Hold
it
on,
all entails.
not laughing at you. Was I supposed to go over the colors first? We'll have to edit this out. I just dove right into the conversation. Is that
Hold
what
on.
we're
It's
Hold
cool.
on. Do y'all have cameras? Can y'all see each other?
Yeah.
I'm still in a call thing. I'm lost.
Yeah.
So look at the bottom of your phone. There should be a video camera that you can just
Like camera
click
icon.
on.
Let me see. I got one. Let's see.
Have you really been doing this with just our voices this whole time?
Like a phone call. Media, maybe.
Excuse the bloopers.
Yeah. Here we go. I can see everybody.
Oh.
Hey.
Here we are.
Yeah. Now I can see what my goofy self looks like. How you doing?
I mean, so yeah, we can go back to, last episode we had talked about, an episode that my son was going through and using colors as a way to communicate when you don't know how to describe how you're feeling, but you are okay with telling whoever's asking what mood you might be in. So Steph and I thought it would be cool to just kind of check in with each other each week just to see how we were, and that'd be a fun way to get people to comment or pique somebody's interest, to integrate that into their own daily life. So how are y'all feeling?
I could just hear that. That was my husband downstairs hooting and hollering at something. I don't know, his game or something. Scared me. Anyway, shall I go ahead with listing the colors first, and then maybe we can all check in, say what color we're feeling?
Sure. But this is something that Steph and I come up with, what each color represents for us.
Yes, this is just something. This is nothing official, nothing like that, and we're not mental health professionals, medical professionals, anything like that. This is just a little mood check-in colors that we've come up with. So we have blue for sad, red for angry. Why is this so funny? Red for angry, yellow for happy, gray for depressed, green for manic, orange for euphoric. Those are two different for those out there who like to. Black is I need help. Brown is you're feeling numb. Pink is dissociating, and purple is I don't know. You're not really sure what you're.
I'm happy. So
you are yellow today.
Yeah.
I'm yellow also after our little 30-minute phone call.
Yeah, that was great. That was a good warm up.
Yeah,
that was a good warm up. I just didn't realize that you could not see us. I
just
looking at both of you that whole time.
I had my camera on. I was just in the wrong area. I was like, "No, Lord, what am I supposed to say?"
And I mean, I guess I would consider yellow at least right now. I don't know. It fluctuates throughout the day, but we'll go with yellow. Right now. So yes.
You need to come up for a color for like not like emotional. I mean, I know each one of these are emotions, but like emotion as like, you know, sometimes I think about my buddy or my cousin, and it's not a sad,
You're
it's
feeling
sad, but
nostalgic or
it's
Nostalgic or
like
like
reminiscing.
melancholy.
I'm
Yeah.
emotional, but at the same time I'm happy, but at the same time I'm sad. How do you mesh that together, or take, you know, you take the happy and sad, put it together in whatever color it makes.
I mean,
I would feel
blue and
that
yellow
there's,
is green, so
I mean,
eh,
we can go eventually just add all the colors on the color wheel,
that's
every
just
shade, and
that was just a question or add. I'm a dude.
yeah.
I don't know.
No, that's legit.
I mean, because when
That
you're emotional, sometimes you don't know which way to feel. You know,
yeah.
you
you're
just gotta
up,
spin
down,
the
left.
color wheel, and that's just however you're gonna feel for that day.
When you say
There you
color
go.
wheel, when you say color wheel, all I can think about is Wheel of Fortune.
That's what I was just thinking
That's what
about
I
that
had
too.
in
Like,
my
let's
mind.
see
Like,
what emotion you're feeling today.
yeah, let's just
Yeah,
spin the wheel.
yeah,
Mhm.
Oh
that's
Lord, I
how
hope
it
y'all are
goes.
ready.
Oh
All
yeah,
right.
yeah.
So before I so rudely interrupted you, Brandon, continue on with explaining what initially drew you to our podcast, other than the fact that you're Rachel.
What drew me to it was the how important mental health really is. Because I'm telling, like I said, I don't care if I don't care how big you are, how strong you are. It will put you on the ground quicker than a bullet. And I'm just saying that. I'm not saying that in a bad way when I say bullet, but it will put you on the ground, on your knees, begging for mercy, going, you know, how did I get here? Why am I here? Why do I feel this way? You know, it's got you asking more questions than even doctors can answer. You know, I mean, let's see. You
Sorry,
know,
I'm not. I'm laughing at myself. I'm not laughing at you.
no, no, don't worry. Well, you'll be laughing at me for other reasons. Trust me. And she knows.
No,
Don't even feel bad. He'll be laughing
No,
at
no,
himself.
trust me. Yeah.
I'm listening. I was
But
laughing.
it's just the importance, and sometimes not even is it important to, you know, I heard, I mean, it's important if you are taking medicine to have, you know, your upkeep. I mean, because some doctors nowadays don't prescribe certain medications, and you got to go through certain hoops and jumps. And like me, I'm paying 150 bucks to see a dude on a phone that can, that can prescribe me my medication, because not, most doctors out here around here, they look at you like you're a crackhead. And I'm sitting here going, dude, if you took a stethoscope and stuck it to my chest right now, it would sound like a horse running 200 miles an hour. And I'm like, that ain't because I just ran down the hallway. I'm sitting here in a calm, cool room with you, and they're like, well, we don't really like it. Well, let me tell you something. They need to step their game up, because there's people out here that are struggling that need this. And that would be one of my only negatives toward doctors, is doctors, not doctors like, heart doctors. I'm talking about psychiatrists, because I've been to every psychiatrist in Chattanooga. I can say that. And I had one, he went on to Liberty University to teach there, and then I lost him, and then I lost the one I had when I was a kid because he retired. Well, nobody else in Chattanooga would prescribe my stuff. So here I go trying to I'd go to the PCP, and they'd only give me like a day's worth, and I'm like, "Look, I take this stuff 3 times a day, every single day, you know, and if I don't have it, I'll be in the ER," you know? And then that's where the red comes in. I don't get mad when I'm having anxiety. I get red when the help is right over the counter and I got a doctor going, well, I'm like, look, read my charts, you know, head injury at 2 years old, you know, wake up, people, the doctors. But it's just, there's a lot of maintenance into mental health. I mean, doctors are one, medications are one. So, talking to somebody, never, ever, ever pass up talking to somebody because when you do, you're going to regret it because you're going to feel 10 times as worse. And then you're going to have to talk to who knows who you're going to run into because just a simple, hey man, how's it going? That could change somebody's day just like that. Oh, or someone, hey Brandon, what you been up to? Oh man, just chilling, playing guitar. Makes my day. That's all it takes. Where people don't realize what people don't get is they look at people and they judge them off looks and they don't know what people's got going on inside them. And then they take the wrong thing and throw it on you. And then they're looking at you like, what's wrong with this guy? Well, you just added fuel to the fire by insulting this person, you know, or by how this person is or how it's just there's a lot out there that just it fries me, but I've learned to let it go. I've learned to let what people like. I don't care what people think about me. They can say, "Hey, man, the sky's not blue," during the daytime, and I'm gonna tell them, "You know what? That's what you think," and I let it go because I used to hold on to things, and when I'd hold on to it, it just built pressure, 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 and it just built the anxiety up even higher and higher and higher. To where now I just go, look, I'm gonna look at it the way I look at it, and what you think, if it's criticizing or anything like that, no, no, don't even speak to me. If you ain't got nothing good to say, don't talk to me. I mean, that's me off the cuff. I mean, I don't mean to sound like a jerk when I say that, but that's just me.
And knowing you my whole life, that's him to a T.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I believe
I wish that I was more like that. From a girl's perspective, when you hear somebody criticize you through the grapevine, even, it's like, well, what did I ever do to you? And, even now, I'm 40 years old and things like that still bother me, but I've had to realize it's not anything that I've done, it's their perception of who they think that I am and
Exactly.
and their opinion, and it's incorrect. If you would take the time to pull back a couple of layers and get to know somebody,
You'd be surprised.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
I just recently started reading The Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins, and I'm really trying to live by that. Can't let other people control your emotions and
Mm-hmm.
own your day as you go through your day. And one person can say one little thing that bothers you, and then it throws your whole day off. And they're not even thinking about it anymore. It's just like something they said in passing, and it didn't even really mean that much to them, but it festers in your mind. Been really trying to get away from because I used to really let things bother me a lot, but I'm getting better.
It takes work. Trust me,
Yeah, it takes a lot of work.
it does. I mean, because it used to bother me. I mean, like not they knew of me and they've heard all these things about, he's an awesome guitar player, man. You got to hear him play, blah, 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 blah. And then you get around these people and they just start looking at you like you're some kind of freaking weirdo. And I'm like, look, if you would just sit down over there and just ask me normal questions, and get to know me, then this dude, this country boy with the biggest heart you've ever seen, would open up and be like, and then as you get to know them more, they open their heart up more and more and more and more. And then you're like, I really like this person. He's great, because I'll give the shirt off my back to anybody. It's just how I was raised. And yeah, I've put my heart out there and got it stumped flat, but I've learned that, okay, I did what I was supposed to do. And yeah, they did stump my heart flat, but I did what I was supposed to do. So I'm able to hold my head up high and walk away from it and be like, I did what I was supposed to do, and there wasn't nothing wrong with what I did. So I'm going to walk away from it. I'm going to make them come back to me. I'm not going to go back to them going, whoa. No, I'm going to make them come back to me. And when they come back to me, they might not like the introduction that I give them because it's going to be off the cuff. I'm going to be like, look, straight up. And then once they get the just that they messed up, they come, and then instead of coming back to me, they come crawling back. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. And I'm like, I'll forgive you, but I'm a one strike guy. I'm not baseball. I don't play three strikes. You're out. I give you one shot and one shot to come back. And when you get that one shot back, if you screw that up, you might as well. I hate to be this way, but erase my name and I'll erase your name. And if we see each other in passing, I ain't speaking because it let you in my life and it was doing things to and being respectful, nice, being a gentleman, being the way I should be and the way I was raised and doing nothing wrong to you. But then you want to come in here and then do stuff to make it not right on and try to make it look bad on me because for some reason, because people do that. And then you want to judge me because of my issues that I've shared with you confidentially. And then you want to take it and hold it against me. No, you're getting, and then you get that one shot back. And then the next time, as they say in racing, I'm going to put you on the trailer and send you packing. Because and you're done. Don't come back here because you burnt me once, you ain't gonna burn me twice. I mean, that's just I mean, this is guy standpoint now. I mean, I hope this info is useful to somebody. I mean,
No, I think it's very important to put boundaries up with
mm,
people. And as much as we can be understanding that, we're all human and we're all going to make mistakes, there comes a point where there's a difference between making a mistake and making a choice.
yes,
If someone makes a mistake and then learns from it and then does their best to do better from there, that's one thing. But if you explain to someone how they hurt you or how they betrayed you and they apologize, but then they don't change their behavior, that's a choice. Because
right,
you've already said your piece. You've already expressed yourself to them and they obviously didn't care. So why would we keep them in our lives after that?
exactly,
And Steph,
right.
you and
Yeah,
I are similar in that too. It doesn't even matter. Like, you can be family, and I'm still setting
mm-hmm,
that
Yes.
boundary. There's family that I unfortunately have cut off just because I can't tolerate the behavior anymore. It doesn't
right,
it doesn't do anything for me. It hinders me in my growth, and therefore, unfortunately, you don't fit in my life anymore.
yep,
I've had to do that with almost all of my
yep,
for various um and my life is a lot more peaceful now. I grew up being I came from a very close knit family, very close with my cousins. I'm an only child, but I have a huge family. We were all very, very close. But throughout the years, as things happen, And, especially like when I was a child and I needed adults to step up for me and help me, and they didn't. And I was surrounded by a lot of adults that should have helped me and failed me. And so as I got older, especially being a mother now, like it's really put things in perspective. And I have learned to just cut ties with them, say, you know what, you weren't there for me back then. You don't want to get to know the adult version of me. I'm still stuck in your mind as this child that you completely misunderstood, you know, didn't even take the chance to get to know me as a person. As I was growing, I was just whatever image they had of me, that's what they stuck. And that doesn't serve me at all in my life today. So I've learned to make my own family out of friends that I've made, whether it's people I've worked with at different jobs or met in other ways. I keep my circle small, but the ones that are here with me now, they help me. They help my mental health, and I know I can go to them for support, and they won't judge or put me
See,
down or make me feel small or weak or whatever. And my blood related family made me feel that way, so I had to cut them off because I was stuck where I was at.
and see, like
So you gotta do what you gotta do.
me, I'll have to say this is I was blessed with two of the greatest parents you could ever ask for. And, they've been married 40 something, 42 years, I think. And they always, they've disciplined me, you know. I ain't never saying I got my butt whooped. I got spankings and stuff like that. But it was because, that was part of my raising. And but I didn't, they didn't never hurt me. And what they did in their discipline taught me, hey man, don't do that again, you know, because it can get you in trouble. Because I never, I've never been to jail, knock on wood, never done drugs, knock on wood, you know. Uh, but have I hung out with the wrong crowd? Absolutely. Um, have I drank? Absolutely. But and then, you know, as you know, as far as friends go, in my Sunday school class, I'm 40. The next oldest guy in my class is 70 because those people have been through it. They're dealing with things like Parkinson's and uh, other different types of diseases that mess with your mind. You know, I forgot what it's called, uh, dementia. And but these guys are so nice and they have such common sense that they don't look down on me. They look at me as I want this kid to grow up and be the best that he can be. And there is no stupid question because the only stupid question is the one not asked. And they just treat me like, I mean, we go in there and they start talking about stuff from the 1950s, and I know about it because that's when I should have been born. And that's because I don't listen to music past 1989 unless it's Three Doors Down or something like that. But, they talk about, all those old rock and country songs and rock and country bands. And I'm just like, hey, I know that. I know. And they're like, how do you know this at 40 years old? And I'm like, that's what I grew up listening to, you know, on my grandfather's TV or on grandma's TV, the Grand Ole Opry, the Statler Brothers, the Gaithers, you name it. That's what I listened to. And it was Merle Haggard, Waylon Jennings, Mel McDaniel, all these people that, a lot of the generations now, they're like, huh? And then my favorite band, of course, Leonard Skinner, and that's and they're like, man, they're like, "God, man, you listen to the good stuff," and I'm like, yeah, because everything today's it's not music, you know, it's all digitally done, digitally sounded. I want to see people when I go to a concert. I don't want to go to a rave. I want to go see guys playing instruments with actual talent. You know, I want to see people perform and it's like singers. I want to see them sing and I want to hear them sing not with uh the pitch where if they hit a wrong note, it's still pitch perfect. No, I want to hear somebody that can step up, plug a microphone into the thing, and just start singing into it, and it sound excellent. Because now you got perfect pitch and all this stuff, and it's just ruined music. Rachel would laugh if I said this, but I'd rather listen to Hanson. You know, I'd rather
I
listen.
Hanson is an excellent
Yep.
band. Hanson play their own instruments and write their own songs
Right.
and
Exactly.
harmonize excellently together.
Hmm.
So, Brandon and I were 11 when Hanson came out. And I know at one point he tried to learn how to play mbop on the guitar.
I play it now,
Nice.
just like the record. Sometimes I
Mhm.
do it just for giggles.
Yep.
I do it just to laugh because I go in there and I play like Freebird or something, and then I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna play this for fun, just to be goofy. I mean, there's songs that Mama and Papa that that because I've played everything from bluegrass to death metal, and you people don't get that you got to open up when in music. You can't just you can stick to one genre, which mine's classic rock and classic country, but in order to get there, you've got to open up your horizons to different avenues and play a little bit of everything, and then you come back and go, well, I could put a little bit of this sound with this sound, and it's going to sound perfect. I might play a country song a little bit more rockier than what it was played like on the record, or play a rock song a little bit lighter to have a little bit more of an emotional kind of ballad touch to it. But that's just me in music because I've done it for so long.
So just an
But now,
sorry, go ahead.
go no, you're good. I was fixed to shut up.
I was just going to say, just an observation, Steph, I don't know if you've noticed this or not, but most of the time when guys are open about talking about mental health, they are musicians.
Oh yeah, I've noticed that too.
Yep.
Music is a way out big time. Trust me.
So,
Music is therapy, is very therapeutic, healing.
Hmm.
do you want to
But
touch
see
on that
now,
for your mental health and things that you've gone through, how music's helped you?
me,
Yeah, how playing music has helped you get through your struggles.
well, at I'll start this out at 14 is when the actual anxiety kicked in. It wasn't. I was I was what they call agoraphobic, which is fear of the unknown. So, and Rachel can vouch for this. If it was raining outside, I'd go out and rain. But the first clap of thunder, you better get my ass inside because I was scared to death. And I hated thunderstorms, but I would see it coming and I would have the fear, and it would be just a little pop up thunder shower, not even a hard storm. And I had the fear that there was an F5 tornado on the ground, you know, inside me. That's what in my head and in my mind, and that's what my body would feel. And everything would just tense up. And then it was like, there's no escape, there's no escape, there's no escape. I was like a scared cat. I needed a bed to go run and hide under, you know. Even though that's not going to save me. But then back onto the musical side of things, or no, back to when I was 14, when it actually started happening. It was I would go to school, I'd ride the bus to school, and I'd go to school, and I would come home, and I'd go straight downstairs, plug in my guitar, and play guitar till I went to bed because that's all I knew. That's the only way I knew to make it to where the next day I got to get up and go to school again because, and Rachel knows this too, grandma wanted us to graduate. And I had that on my mind. So I'm like, how can I do this? So I knew that coming home from school and plugging in that guitar was my way through it. And then at one point, end of my sophomore and my whole junior year, I was homeschooled because I couldn't even leave the house. And then I was told by my parents and my grandma that, hey, look, go do your senior year. It's something you don't want to miss. You'll regret it if you do. And I did, and I made it, and it was eye opening. And at the same time, uh, I was a firefighter, and I had guys that I was going to school with and that I fought fire with. And if I had trouble, I could go to one of them and they could calm me down and be like, hey, dude, just calm down. Look at it this way. It's not the worst case scenario. You're not going to die. It's just a little anxiety attack. I'll sit here with you until it goes away. If you need to, call your mom, blah, 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 that kind of thing. And that helped me through the senior year. But then as I got later into my senior year, things started to progressively get better, but still that fear of what's going to happen next? How, is this going to happen? Is that going to happen? But you could put me on. Now, here's the weird thing. At that age, you could put me on a house fire in a fire engine, no fear, not 1 second of fear, because I knew my fear was set aside because somebody was going through something else that was way worse, and I needed to help them. They needed my help. And now I'm to that. Now that I'm started the turnaround, that's my thing now is I want to help other people more than I want to help myself. But not in an anxiety way, not in a self-care way. It's just that's my heart. When I see somebody down, I can't help myself. I don't want to know your business. I'm just here for you. That's the kind of man I am. I'm not here. You don't have to tell me a single thing about what's going on. I don't care if it's something behind closed. I don't know. I don't care what's happening behind the closed doors. I just want to get you to a point right now that you've got a friend in me, and you know that there's somebody there that actually cares, because that's how our grandparents were to us. They cared for us. My grandma, she cooked 7 course meals. Rachel can. I mean, when she said a pot of spaghetti, I mean it would feed a family of 12,
or more.
and then or more, and you would see that, and then it was engraved in my head. And my grandpa, he was always, I'm a lover, not a fighter. He always said that, and he'd sit there and you know and his thing was always upbeat, always happy, always trying to be funny and humorous. And if you were down, all you needed is to see his face or hear his voice, and it was over. It was gone. Whatever the problem was that was around, it disappeared. The world, like I said, the world could be blowing up. If you hear his voice, it don't matter, you know. And so as I got older, I started taking that into account, going, well, when Papa did this, it made other things go away from me. So I'm going to start using that to use it for other people, and trying to go, and when I see somebody down or a kid having a hard time, hey buddy, I don't I don't want to be in your business. I just want to be here to know that you got somebody that you can come to And if you want to cry on my shoulder, laugh, or just talk about something, we could talk about. I mean, there's stuff that I don't know about, but I try my best to understand it. And if I can't understand it, I try to make it to where it turns into a laughing situation because I don't understand it. So I'm sitting there making these, and I'm like, and then it goes from sad to happy because they're laughing at me not understanding, and I want them to laugh at me because then that takes their mind away from whatever they're going through,
I
and
know.
that's just
I say all the time that we are for ourselves what we actually need, or
hmm
we are for others
Yes.
what we need for ourselves. I was going to say that backwards,
exactly.
but yeah.
I mean, and then back to the anxiety deal, I'll back up a little bit. When I was 2, I was in a car accident. I had a severe enclosed head injury, and they my doctor Sternberg, he said, I had swelling in the brain, and they had to let it go down. I was in a coma for I think almost 3 weeks, and they said we'll just have to wait till he wakes up. And then her uncle and my uncle Donnie come in, and the whole family did that were grown-ups. Her mom and dad, my mom and dad, and they put their hands on me and they prayed. Well, Donnie prayed. He's one of the guys that does that. And a couple of days later, I did open my eyes, and I seen all these people around me, but everything I'd learned, I'd forgot. I forgot how to walk, how to talk, anything. So I had to learn all that all over. That's one of the things that I think that's what made the anxiety part on my side worse, is because when I was in school, I was in the slower classes. I got picked on, made fun of, called names, some of the worst names, my lunch money stole, you know. But then I also had people that were family that went to school with me that would stand in the hallway and say, "Hey, you pick on him, you're picking on me." And then that kind of leveled the playing field.